Before the historic removal of 2 dams on the Elwha River, scientists studied all the plant and animal species they could.
Oh, they wanted to know how a giant plume of silt from the removal project would affect them. Our environmental specialist, Gary Chittum, was with those scientists as they returned to the Elwha today to find out.
This is my first time down since the removal of the dams.
EPA diver Sean Sheldrake is excited to get another look into the mouth of the Elwha, but he also knows it will be a much more dangerous place than it was the last time he was here.
Now that the dams have been removed, there's no more 50 feet of horizontal visibility. It's just really the rubber meeting the road as far as this study and the dams removal, and we're gonna stay close together.
Sheldrake and his EPA dive team have been assisting the U.S. Geological Survey, which has been conducting an extensive study of the effects of dam removal on the river and the Strait of Juan de Fuca into which it flows. The silt behind the dams is flowing down, turning the river a milky gray and forming a massive plume of silt in the strait.
We're estimating about 7 to 8 million cubic meters of sediment. The entire amount is enough to fill CenturyLink Field about 8 times.
The divers encounter the cloud immediately. As expected, the visibility is poor. But as they descend side by side, they discover something unexpected. The bottom of the strait is surprisingly clear. The sea life they documented last year is still thriving and seems to be unaffected by the plume. It's as if the silt is a cloud that rolls above the floor. Since they videotaped the whole thing and experienced it, we'll be able to find out after his first dive if it does look any different than it did last year.
Not any kind of appreciable accumulation. It looked awfully similar to last year, actually.
So what gives? How can all that silt not settle to the bottom of the strait?
There's a lot of energy and currents in this area that are really winnowing away the material that's being delivered to the coast so far.
Heavier material is expected to flow down the Elwha later, and that could bury some of the important habitat at the mouth. But for now, it appears the mudslide expected from the removal of the Elwha dams is more like a fine mist. In Port Angeles, Gary Chittum, King 5 News.
The information gathered from the study will help guide future projects that generate large amounts of silt.